Welcome everyone to the How to Sell on Amazon course. I am so excited that you're here with us, whether you're joining through the 90-day program that I offer, or if you just bought this course package as a standalone package. I think you're gonna have so much to take away from this. Now, if you know me from Debt to Dollars and my videos that I've created on YouTube, you know that I like to get right to the point. So we're gonna go to the next slide and we'll really get started in capturing how you can create your own private label brand and begin to sell it on Amazon. So just for a quick introduction, if you do or you don't know me, I think it's still useful just to better understand where I've come from over the past 7 years. I think it's good for you to understand more of my personal story and how I got to this point. And that way you also know, your instructor myself. So back in 2017, I was working as a full-time engineer for an oil company. I was spending a countless number of hours offshore, and I really didn't have a lot of free time to be spending with, my family and friends, things that I highly valued. So I began looking into side hustles that could replace my full-time income, and I stumbled upon Amazon FBA. And as you can see here in these photos, it's me working down the bottom left. And then the larger picture was actually one of the first products that I sold, which ended up being a failure. But this is me with my homemade light box made out of cardboard, taking my first product photo. So it's pretty exciting stuff to look back and reflect on those humble beginnings. So for 2 years, I sold on Amazon. It was a lot of trial and error. I really didn't take it as professionally as I should have been. But it wasn't until 2020 where things started to really pick up momentum. So at that point, this is when I began to create my own private label brands, which is the main focus of this course, which I'll be teaching you through my 12-step process. So I created these brands. I started doing more research on products. And over that 1 year period, all of these products that I began to launch allowed me to replace my full-time income, at least my minimum living expenses, in addition to all these other side hustles that I had going on. Up top here, that's just a picture of me and my Jaguar that I used to have down in Houston, Texas. So after that, in 2022 and onward, I felt like I had enough experience over the past 5 years to begin teaching others. And this was something I really missed in my day-to-day business, is just working individually with people. So I decided to introduce a coaching program through Patreon at the time. And I began working with people, and that's really what got me excited to take this next step to what I'm doing now. So the right-hand side here, this was actually me being featured on CNBC's Make It. You can watch that video just on my story and also where I was at that point back in 2022. And then down here, you'll hear more about Joe throughout this course. Joe was a prime student of mine. Within, I think, just 3 months, we were able to launch his private label product, which was this Easy Griller rolling grilling baskets. And in just his first month, he was able to achieve nearly $10,000 in net revenue. So hopefully this, after you take this course, and if you're in the 90-day coaching program especially, you'll be able to be in the same situation, if not better. So let's discuss what you'll learn in this course. This is the 12-step process, the roadmap, as I call it, of your selling journey. So each step of this is going to be a different lesson throughout the course. And these are really the major milestones that I've implemented in my own business, and I've taught others, and it's worked extremely well. So throughout this entire course, you'll learn this entire roadmap selling journey. We will go through every single step of these, and I'll explain why we're doing it, as well as expert tips, mistakes to avoid, and exactly how to do each one. So at the end, you can have all your inventory checked in, and you can make that first sale. So you may be asking, why 90 days? 90 days is important just because over the past 5 years, as I began to run my own Amazon business and to teach others, 90 days was really the quickest, I would say, for you to be able to successfully take an idea and set up your business the whole way to making that first sale with a product. That's because there's a lot of time actually wasted, I would say, throughout the logistics process. And what I mean by that is your products are going to take a week to 2 weeks just to ship from overseas to the United States. And it may even take another month for Amazon just to check in your inventory so you can begin selling it. So 90 days it's an accelerated program, but it's also realistic. So that is why 90 days is so important throughout this entire process. My goal, for me personally, through teaching you through this course, and if you're part of the 90-day program, is that after those 90 days, you should be able to launch a second product without any of my help. My goal for myself, and what really gets me excited, is that you're able to go ahead and you can do this on your own without any of my help. I'm not here to pigeonhole you into a mentorship program or another course and for you just to get stuck in this loop. I want you to learn as much as you can within 90 days, and then you can go and do this by yourself. Now, I know what you're thinking. You're probably thinking, I hope he doesn't just run through all these slides. And all those slides, it's a great way of informing you of what to expect and things to avoid and to really summarize things. I don't want this course to be just me going through the theory of how to sell on Amazon, how to create your own private label brand. Here's a lecture and then followed up with a quiz. That is not what you can expect throughout this. Because honestly, this is what I look like after I've taken those courses, or I've just listened to lecture after lecture after lecture. Now, what I believe in is the 70-20-10 rule. This was actually a study done in the 1980s where 70% of learning actually came from on-the-job experience or just experience in general. 20% came from mentoring, such as what we're doing right now. And then 10% of learning came from education itself. As I progressed through my career as an engineer, this really stuck home with me because, that 10% that I learned in college, it did relate to what I was doing, but it wasn't that 90% everything that I needed to in order to perform the job. I know that I learned the most from the 70-20 here at the beginning, and that is exactly what I want to model this course around. So 70% of the time as you're watching these videos, it's actually going to be me demonstrating how to take a private label product and begin selling on Amazon. So you can just watch me as I go and progress through actually launching a product. I think it's much more valuable for you to learn that way versus me just lecturing you of this is what this is what that is. And then 20% should come from the 90-day program web calls that we have. So if you're part of the program, that is 8 web calls that we have throughout the 90 days. And that way, you can ask certain questions, or we can actually go into more advanced details. So that is what this course is going to be focused on, not necessarily just educating you on the theory behind Amazon FBA. And so as I mentioned, I am also going to be taking this product here, as you can see in real life. We are going to create our private label brand. We're also going to create a logo, and we're going to research, why did I pick this product, this niche out of all others? So we'll go through the 12-step process with this product so you can see through a scenario-based learning exercise how I took this from just a business and just an idea the whole way to making that first sale.